Carlo Ancelotti has been sentenced to a 1-year prison term for tax evasion that is related to the revenues he generated through his image rights back in 2014 as a Real Madrid coach. So that was the first time Real Madrid appointed Carlo Ancelotti to be the head coach. So Carlo Ancelotti was found guilty of over 1 million euros in tax on the revenues that he generated through the image rights. And the prosecutors alleged that Carlo Ancelotti was using a company called Shell Company, and one of them is in the Virgin Islands. And he used these companies to conceal a lot of revenues that were generated from his image rights. But rather, he only disclosed or paid taxes on his salary as a Real Madrid coach back in 2014. So the prosecutors alleged that Carlo Ancelotti deliberately did this in order to avoid taxes in Spain. He did not want to pay taxes, which is why he had a company called Share Company, and there was no any activity, that is no economic activity to show that he was operating. But rather, in order to avoid taxes, he was using this company called Share Company, especially the one in the Virgin Islands, not to pay taxes, but rather to dodge them. What a shock. And in 2015, he was also accused of not paying tax, but that case was withdrawn because he was not a tax-paying resident, or he was not a tax resident in 2015, which is why he was freed. So this particular charge against Carlo Ancelotti is the 2014 failure to pay taxes on his income through the image rights. And the image rights are the form of intellectual property or the brand. You see, Carlo Ancelotti is a huge celebrity. He is a football manager, and therefore companies may have used his identity, his brand, his name, his signature to do promotion. And Carlo Ancelotti received his share. But after he has received his share, he doesn't want to give part of the share to the Spain authorities. And that is why the Spain authorities are saying that, no, big man, you got to bring the money. And you see, there are some criteria that you must meet before you can be considered as a tax-paying resident or as a tax resident. And one of the reasons or the criteria is that if you overstay 183 days in the country, automatically you are a tax-paying resident. So in 2014, that is why this charge still stands. In 2014, Carlo Ancelotti overstayed 183 days in a calendar year. Secondly, he was operating as a professional head coach, so he was working. The third point is that his family was with him, or his family were with him in Spain back in 2014. That is why he is being charged. But in 2015 case, he did not, or he was not staying in Spain for over 183 days. He moved to London. That is why that particular case was being freed, or he was asked to just go. And now they are dealing with 2014 as against Carlo Ancelotti. Now, the court is asking Ancelotti to pay over 386,000 euros as a fine. He is going to pay 386,000 euros as a fine, even though he will pay the debt, that is over 1.5 million euros, as tax debt. So that should tell you the intensity. You see, right from 2010 thereabouts, or from 2010, 2011 upwards till date, the Spanish authorities or the Spain itself are very much particular about these celebrities, especially football players or footballers and coaches, because they seems to get a lot of money, huge, income from image generated sources. Some players have been featured in FIFA. Some players have been featured in the esports and order for promotion, advert, sponsorship. They get a lot of money. And if you are a tax resident, you are liable to pay tax on your salary and other incomes. And this is where they felt like Ancelotti deliberately did not want to pay the tax on his other incomes, because if you are a tax resident, you must know. However, Carlo Ancelotti said that no, I have no idea of what you are talking about. Are you kidding me? Because I had a contract with Real Madrid, which is the club. They are paying me at that time. They were paying me 6 million net pay annually, and they have the withholding tax. So they should be the one liable for this. So I have no hands in this. I am very not guilty. I'm not guilty at all. So Ancelotti is saying that if there is anything at all, it is Real Madrid club which should be dealt with and not him. But the authorities are saying that the fact that you have a company that concealed this amount of income, it means deliberately you decided to do this act and to violate you paying your taxes to the state. So what does this mean for Carlo Ancelotti? Is he going to serve in jail? Is Carlo Ancelotti going to prison? Obviously no. No, because this sentence can be suspended through fines. And according to the laws and the regulations of Spain or the court system, any offender who violates the law, but it is not in a violent form, but something like tax evasion, and the number of sentences or the number of years is less than 2 years, the person does not go to jail. The person does not serve in jail, but rather he is being fined to create a suspension. An example is Lionel Messi was also, charged for tax evasion, and he had to pay for. He was charged for 21 months, but he was suspended and paid for the fine. Cristiano Ronaldo, back in 2019, he was also charged for 23 months. He also paid about 18.9 million euros as penalty and as charges. So the authorities are very much particular. They don't joke at all. They are very much particular about image rights, because they know that there is a lot of money there. Money is very important, my brother. And a lot of taxes can be paid to the states. Yes. So Jose Mourinho was also charged, and he was suspended for 1 year. He was also found 2.2 million euros. So you see, Spanish authorities don't joke when it comes to taxes. Xabi Alonso was one of the few who was able to win against the court. Don't forget, the prosecutors in 2020 said that Carlo Ancelotti, because he deliberately did this, he must be given 4 years imprisonment. 4 good years. That it means he decided to do this willingly. But because Carlo Ancelotti says that he is innocent and he has no knowledge of this, and he feels like he was acting upon the advising that was coming from his tax advisors, he feels like, no, I am not guilty, which is why he's being given just 1 year. Just 1 year. That is why Carlo Ancelotti has been charged and sentenced to 1 year prison term. And the good news about this is that the new Brazilian head coach, Carlo Ancelotti, would not, or is likely not to go to prison to serve physically, but rather the sentence will be suspended through fine, and he's going to pay 386,000 euros, approximately 333,000 pounds, to the state and the authorities of Spain. But the question is, why are they bringing these findings out, or why now? Because when he was with Real Madrid, they didn't bring these findings out. They didn't bring this charge out. This is the sports vibe. What do you think about this? Ancelotti, did he deliberately decide not to pay taxes, or unknowingly he avoided taxes close to even over 1 million euros tax evasion on the revenues that he generated from his image rights. So let me know in the comment section, and let me know where you are watching this video from. Are you watching from UK? Are you watching from Canada? Are you watching from South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Switzerland, Australia? Let me know in the comment section. This is the Sports Vibes. Don't forget to smash the subscribe button, like, share, follow us on all social media platforms. I am Wizzy and I'm signing out. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.